All right, so this is going to be the final one for DPS for tier 11. It's going to be Throne of Four Winds. One of them is going to be on heroic, and the other one's going to be on normal. I can explain a little bit of the heroic for the second one, what to do and what not to do, which is pretty much what I'm going to do anyways. It's pretty quick, pretty simple. The most parts are just depending on where you are, what your positioning is, and how your raid leader does their calls. All right, so starting off with the Council of Four Winds, I am starting on the Rohash platform, which means that for heroic, there's going to be a shield that comes up roughly about 30 to 40 seconds into the fight. Always starting off with the Feral Charge. I should have done a Rake instead of my Ravage there for the first part, but it really doesn't matter too much other than the fact I could have gotten a little bit more energy before popping my Berserk. I am using my Berserk at the start instead of using it when his shield comes up, just because we have enough DPS on this platform to kill the shield pretty quickly. Um, you want to try and stay stationary for when he targets you, but there's the Storm Shield. It goes down in 2 quick hits, so we don't lose a lot of time up on the actual boss. Avoid the tornadoes as much as possible. I try and go for more of a top view when I'm on this platform, just so I can see the tornadoes and where they are in accordance to where I am. A lot of the times I'm sitting in the middle of the boss, as you can see right about here, um, just so that I can just quickly swap around to being in the back so that I can get more shreds off, and avoiding the tornadoes and the wind blast. The wind blast is the same as it is on normal. It'll knock you off the platform. Special abilities are coming out, so this is where we have about 20 seconds when it starts the countdown, and try and head over there about 15 seconds in. A lot of people try to get over there earlier to get a little bit of extra DPS on Anzir, or Nazir, and just try and pump him down. We have an ice patch in a really bad location, so we kind of just try and stack up where we can, and trying to stay away from that ice patch. And this is where raid cooldowns are usually popped. We save the lust for the second time we go over there. I'm standing in that ice patch. It's not going to do a lot of damage as long as you're constantly moving through it, but you should try and avoid it as much as possible, trying to pop like defensive cooldowns if you do get stuck in one and using a Hellstone. Moving back to the platform for Rohash, trying to go right after the Wind Blast, or if you can, right as the Wind Blast is about to go out, because Storm Shield's about to come back up. So I need to get my dots up as soon as possible so that once the shield comes up, um, they're just ticking on him as it goes down. And it's going to go down pretty quick again, so not too worried about it. My health does get a little low, and we do lose somebody, but that is to be expected if you're not really utilizing your cooldowns for that second shield when you go back to the platform. Priority here is to kill Rohash before any of the other platforms. So it's pretty straightforward for this platform. You're avoiding the tornadoes, you're avoiding the wind blast as it comes out here, and you kill the shield down. If you are on the other platforms, it's a lot more straight DPS and less avoidance on most of the stuff. For the healing platform, I forget that guy's name, but the Anzir, I think it is. The other boss's name is Anshel. Sorry, get the little bit of the names confused. So we're coming back over for the second time. He's at about 50% now. So this is where we're going to pop Lust. This is where I'm going to use my second Berserk and just pump the boss down, trying to kill it before having to go back to the other platform. But what we end up doing is for the Rohash platform, we end up going back almost immediately to kill that boss, just so that we can make sure that we secure the kill. Especially on heroic, it's only 1 minute before they all res back up. So here you can see that we're going back. Wind blast still hasn't come back out yet, so this is going to be a really sketchy wind blast, but luckily we just skip it so that it comes out behind, where we're going to be, instead of on the same side. So that's a really lucky one right there. So we're going to come down over here, kill this boss, go back to Nazir, kill him, and then once we're done with Nazir, we're going to go over to the last final one for the council and kill that one. The plan is to try and kill them all pretty relatively close together. We did lose a couple more people on this platform, but as I go over to the other side, the complete opposite side of this arena, so to speak, I do die when going to the other side. But it's not such a big deal because it still dies. So we're going over to the next platform. That boss is down, so we're gonna. I'm using dash to try and get over as fast as possible, and my dash is gonna last just long enough. That is a horrible placement for one of those patches, but we still get it. And you can see the ads are going rampant, and I'm just gonna die here because all the ads are gonna come on me here shortly. And the boss goes down. This is not the best kill, but it's still a kill. And overall, if you can even kite those ads, if you get them on you, it's probably better than dying like I did. But it really doesn't matter. All right, so last but not least is Alakir. So Alakir, you want to be standing on the swords for heroic because of the lightning charges. For normal, it doesn't really matter too much. This is currently on normal, so we're going to power through this real quick. Can't charge in on this boss, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So I'm popping my berserk and getting up all my combo points and just doing my normal rotation for this. As you can see, I'm sitting on a sword, and there goes one of the lightning blasts towards us. So if you are close enough to another group, you can actually do more damage to the group than what the healers in your group can actually do. You want to be right next to the boss for when Wind Blast goes out, trying to avoid the tornadoes, and essentially getting to the point where you're in between areas when the tornadoes come out, and I'm predetermining for that tornado. I'm just going to try and skip it. For normal, though, you're not going to take that much damage in phase 2, which is where we are currently at. So I'm just staying in the back of the boss. For heroic, you're going to want to stack up with the rest of the raid so you can get more healing done. But my health isn't really moving. I'm not too concerned. I am losing a bunch of my combo points. I'm not really paying attention. I'm trying to do some extra calls for the tornadoes. And if you can get away with being in the back of the boss, you can call out the tornadoes a little bit easier for other people. But ultimately, for heroic, you should be in the front of the boss. Hopefully, you are the off tank for this so that you can pick up those Stormling ads and just take them off to the side. If you aren't the off tank for this and you're lucky enough to be just a pure DPS, just keep pumping, do the best that you can. You're going to have to mangle spam instead of shred spam on the front of the boss, which, again, sucks, but it is how people do it. We popped Lust there just to push him into the next phase, and as a group, you should be aiming to be on the backside of him for phase 3 so you can continue to do your shreds, continue to do the maximum amount of DPS for all of the melee, because he still does parry and block from the front, and you can't do your shreds from the front. So that's a big portion of your DPS that is lost. Need to figure out what's going on with my weak aura because I can't really see timers until it comes back up. And then we're going to the backside. Hopefully your tank is marked, or at least somebody that can consistently bring you through those lightning clouds. We're pretty much following square here and just pumping the boss down. You can see there's still a Stormling. I do swap to it just to get that little bit of DPS increase that you can get for killing the Stormlings. It's not such a huge amount. It's 10%. It's still better than nothing. Anything is better than nothing. Second Berserk is about to come up, but I think I end up using it without my Tiger's Fury, which is fine as well, just to get some extra damage out. Or I don't use it at all because the boss is so low. Ideally, you want to use it. Oh, okay, I do use it, but it's way too late. I'm not watching my timers right there, but ultimately So that concludes our Throne of Four Winds for Feral DPS point of view. There are some things that everyone could do better, and hopefully by watching these videos, it did allow you to understand a little bit more of what to do and what not to do for a lot of these fights. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Discord or through comments. Thanks.